you do it again. Life is finally stable. The chaos has settled, the drama has ended, and then you pick the fight. You sabotage the relationship, you quit the job, you burn the bridge, you create the crisis. And as the familiar pain floods back in, there's something almost like relief, because suffering is the only thing that feels real anymore. Peace feels like waiting for the other shoe to drop. But pain feels like home. You say you want happiness, you claim you're tired of the chaos, but every single time life offers you calm, you choose the storm. Why? It starts small. A quiet Sunday afternoon. Nothing urgent demanding your attention, no crisis to manage. And that's when the anxiety creeps in. Your chest tightens, your mind starts racing. What are you supposed to do with this peace? How do you exist without something to fight against? So, you check your phone obsessively. You pick apart last night's conversation. You imagine problems that don't exist yet. Because somewhere along the way, you learned that suffering is productive, that peace is laziness, that if you're not struggling, you're not really living. The weight of your pain has become so familiar that without it, you feel weightless, untethered, and that terrifies you more than the pain ever could. 2,000 years ago, a slave named Epictetus sat in chains, his leg broken by his master, watching free people imprison themselves with their own thoughts. He had lost everything a person could lose: his freedom, his body's wholeness, his choices. And yet, he discovered something that his students, wealthy Romans who could go anywhere, do anything, had never learned. That we create our own chains, not just sometimes, always. Every morning, we wake up and choose our prison. We select our suffering like we're browsing a menu. I am not what happened to me, he would say. I am what I choose to become. But here's what he understood that we don't. Sometimes we choose suffering because it's easier than choosing freedom. You know this pattern by heart. Problem emerges. You spiral, you struggle, you fight, you suffer. Eventually you solve it, or it solves itself. Brief relief, then emptiness. And without the drama to define you, who are you? Without the struggle to validate your existence, what's the point? So, you manufacture the next crisis. You pick the next fight. You find the next thing to fix or break or save. Epictetus watched this in his students every day. You are an actor in a play, he told them. But what he didn't say out loud was this: most of us are addicted to tragic roles because we've forgotten how to play anything else. The hero's journey requires suffering, but what happens when the suffering becomes the point? We suffer more in imagination than reality, Epictetus wrote. But there's something he understood that goes even deeper. Sometimes we suffer in imagination to avoid reality. The reality that maybe, just maybe, life could be simple. That your problems don't make you special, that your pain doesn't make you deep, that your struggles don't make you worthy of love, that you could just be, without earning it, without fighting for it, without bleeding for it. But if that's true, then what have you been doing all this time? What was all that suffering for? The fear of nothing being wrong is more terrifying than everything being wrong. Chaos is familiar. Chaos has rules. When you're in crisis mode, you know exactly who you are. The person handling the crisis. You're needed. You're important. You're the hero of your own disaster movie. But peace? Peace asks you to be someone you've never learned how to be. Someone who exists without a purpose tied to fixing, saving, or surviving something. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, Epictetus taught. But what if nothing is happening to you? What if your life is just fine? Then you have to react to fineness And you've never learned how to do that. So you create something to react to instead. Who are you when you're not the person who's struggling? When you're not the one everyone comes to with their problems? When you're not the survivor, the fighter? The one who's been through it all? You've built your entire identity around your capacity to endure, your strength in the face of adversity, your wisdom earned through pain. But what happens when there's no adversity to face? Epictetus knew this trap intimately. He'd spent years as a slave, defining himself by his ability to endure his master's cruelty. But when he gained his freedom, he had to learn who he was when he wasn't surviving. And that, he realized, was the harder prison to escape. The prison of believing you are what you've overcome. You are disturbed not by things, but by your opinions about things. This might be Epictetus's most quoted line. But here's what we miss. Sometimes our opinions about things are that they should disturb us, that we should be upset, that being calm means we don't care enough, that peace is privilege, that if we're not struggling, we're not growing. These opinions don't just interpret our reality, they create it. You're not addicted to suffering. You're addicted to the opinion that suffering is meaningful, that it makes you real, that it proves you're alive. But what if your opinion is wrong? What if the most revolutionary thing you could do is decide that you deserve peace without earning it? Every morning, you wake up and write the script for your day. And somewhere, without even realizing it, you always write in conflict. The difficult conversation you need to have, the problem you need to solve, the thing you need to fix. Not because these things are urgent, not because they can't wait, but because a day without drama feels like a day wasted. Epictetus understood this better than anyone. Every art and every faculty contemplates certain primary objects, he said. The art you've mastered is the art of creating problems to solve. And like any art, it feels purposeful. It feels important. It feels like you're accomplishing something. But what if the masterpiece you're creating is your own prison? Try it. Try going one whole day without creating a single problem for yourself. Don't pick the fight. Don't overthink the comment. Don't imagine the worst-case scenario. And don't check that app that makes you angry. Just exist. Notice what happens in your body. The restlessness, the anxiety, the feeling that you're forgetting something important. That's withdrawal. You're experiencing life without your drug of choice, manufactured suffering. And like any withdrawal, it feels wrong at first. Your nervous system doesn't know how to process peace. Your mind doesn't know how to fill the space that drama used to occupy. This is normal. This is expected. This is the first step toward freedom. No one can hurt you without your permission, Epictetus taught. But he also understood something more subtle. Sometimes we give that permission eagerly because the alternative, not being hurt, feels like not being seen. The story you tell about your life is a story of obstacles overcome, battles fought, wounds survived. But what if your life was just a life? What if you were just a person who went to work and came home and loved people and ate dinner and slept well? That story feels incomplete, doesn't it? Like there should be more. Like you should be more. But maybe the most radical story you could tell is one where you didn't need to earn your place in it. Where being was enough. Here's what you won't admit to anyone, maybe not even yourself. You're afraid of being happy, not because you don't think you deserve it, but because you don't trust it. Happiness feels temporary, fragile, like something that will be taken away the moment you start to count on it. But suffering feels permanent, reliable, like something you can control. Don't demand that things happen as you wish, Epictetus wrote. Wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. But you've reversed this wisdom. You demand that things be difficult. You wish for problems to solve, because in a world where good things can disappear, at least your suffering belongs to you. Epictetus had a student who couldn't stop creating problems for himself. The man would solve one issue and immediately find another, end one argument and start the next. Why do you keep doing this? Epictetus asked him. Because, the student replied, when I'm not fighting something, I feel like I'm dying inside. Epictetus nodded. You are dying inside, he said, the part of you that believes struggle is life. But what comes after that death? The student asked. That, Epictetus smiled, is what you're afraid to find out. This conversation never actually happened, but it should have. Because it's the conversation you need to have with yourself. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus knew that becoming someone new required practice, daily, deliberate practice. So, who would you be if you weren't addicted to your own suffering? Someone who could sit in silence without needing to fill it with worry. Someone who could receive good news without waiting for the other shoe to drop. Someone who could love without creating tests for that love to pass. This person feels foreign to you, like trying on clothes that don't fit. But that's because you've never worn peace long enough to get comfortable in it. You try it on for a day, decide it doesn't suit you, and go back to the familiar weight of your worry. But what if you stayed in it longer? It's happening right now. You can feel the urge rising, the need to check that thing that will upset you, to have that conversation that will create drama, to worry about that situation you can't control. This is the moment, not later, when you have your life figured out, not when you're stronger or wiser or more ready. Right now, you have power over your mind, not outside events, Epictetus reminds you. Realize this and you will find strength. But first, you have to want to use that power. You have to want peace more than you want the familiar ache of struggle. You have to be willing to disappoint the part of you that thinks suffering is productivity. This is harder than any crisis you've ever managed. The first week is the hardest. Your friends don't know what to do with you when you stop bringing them problems to solve. Your family doesn't understand why you're not stressed about the things that used to consume you. Even you don't recognize yourself without the constant undercurrent of anxiety. How much trouble he avoids, who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does, Epictetus wrote. But he could have added, how much trouble he avoids who does not create what his neighbor needs to solve. You're learning to be boring, predictable, content, and it feels like death. Because in some ways it is death, the death of the version of yourself that needed chaos to feel alive. Who are you when you're not the person with the interesting problems? When your stories don't end with, and then this crazy thing happened. When people don't come to you for advice about their drama because you've stopped having any of your own. You're learning to be someone entirely new, someone who exists without crisis, someone who finds meaning in moments that don't make good stories. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, Epictetus taught, but in having few wants. You're becoming wealthy in the most unexpected way, by wanting less drama, less chaos, less reasons to prove your strength. And the strangest thing, you're discovering that peace doesn't make you weak. It makes you impenetrable. Something shifts. You realize you've gone a whole month without creating a crisis, without picking a fight, without sabotaging something good. And you're still here. Still you, still worthy of love and attention and space in the world. You don't need to earn your existence through suffering. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, Epictetus declared. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. But the deepest freedom isn't from external circumstances. It's from the part of yourself that insisted those circumstances needed to be difficult to be meaningful. You're free now from your own need to struggle. And that freedom feels like coming home to yourself for the first time. No one will write about this revolution. No one will celebrate your victory over your own need for chaos. There will be no parade for the day you chose peace over drama, no medal for learning to be content. But Epictetus would understand. He spent his entire life teaching people that the greatest battles are fought in silence, in the space between stimulus and response, in the moment when you feel the familiar pull towards suffering and choose something else instead. You are not your circumstances, he would remind you. You are your choices. And you've been choosing suffering for so long that choosing peace feels like rebellion. It is rebellion against a culture that confuses busy with important, drama with depth, struggle with growth. The slave who became freer than any emperor understood something that took him years to learn. You are not what you survive. You are what you choose. And every day, in 1,000 small moments, you choose between the familiar weight of manufactured suffering and the strange lightness of allowing things to be okay. It's not easy. Your entire nervous system is calibrated for crisis. Your identity is built on your ability to handle difficulty. But maybe, just maybe, your greatest strength isn't in how much you can endure. Maybe it's in how much peace you can allow yourself to feel. How much good you can receive without creating a reason it should be taken away. The echoes of Epictetus reach across 2,000 years to tell you something simple. You don't have to earn your peace. You don't have to suffer to deserve happiness. You can just be. These are the echoes of Epictetus, and they were always meant for you.